So growing up, I found this show on IFC back when IFC was cool, and it was just a random channel in the middle of all these other like major channels like USA Network and TNT and TBS, and it was just tucked away a little nothing channel called IFC, and they had this little skit show that came on that was bought from a different company or a different channel. It had transferred over to IFC called The Whitest Kids You Know, and it was basically just a sketch show with the same troupe throughout 5 seasons. The show, I didn't know the show actually ended at 5 seasons because I actually watched the show when it started in the season 2. It started on IFC in season 2, and they were just season 1 was on a different channel, so they just had those shows at like a rerun until the new season started. So I actually watched the whole series all the way through until it was over. But back then, like 2010 or whatever it came out, I can't remember. I didn't have much access to the internet, and I didn't, you can't just like, is my show canceled? Like, when's it gonna come back? There's not that level of like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's not that level of just like information out there. Like you were in the dark.
Yeah.
Like, is my show coming back or not? Like back then, like I don't know how I kept up with South Park because I never had the internet. Like when the South, like you just had to watch the channel, and one day it would say like new season of South Park coming on in April. So I just watched IFC all the way through, and I always wondered, like, I wonder what happened to the show. It never came back on, and it just ended of its run. And I recently just rediscovered it on Tubi, all 5 seasons, and a movie that they did, and I forgot how like much I love the show coming up, and so I figured I would watch. There's 5 seasons on Tubi, 10 episodes apiece, so I would watch 5 episodes, and from every episode, I would give you my favorite skit that I've rediscovered, and because The Boys is coming out June 13th, I'm gonna do 5 episodes of Whitest Kids You Know, and the newest episode of The Boys. But unfortunately, it doesn't come out to the 13th, so we're just gonna do Whitest Kids You Know for now. The first 5 episodes of season 1, my favorite skits of every episode, and maybe some bonus stuff along the way. So the cast, or the troupe, I guess, because they were called The Whitest Kids You Know, consisted of Sam Brown, Zach Krieger, Trevor Moore, Darren Trumeter, and Timmy Williams. And yes, they're all white, if you were wondering. If they were all black,
No, that would actually be funny.
The whitest black man you've ever met. So, it's Key and Peele. Out of all of them, like they're like in their early 40s. They're not that old. And unfortunately, Trevor Moore died a couple years ago at 41 of he just had some accident like out of his house, and he just fell out of his second story window, and he had blunt force trauma that killed him.
So it wasn't drugs or anything, at least?
Alcohol. I guess he got super drunk or something. I don't know. I can't remember the story as well.
I mean, like overdose is what I was saying.
No. He just, like, I guess he got a little tipsy and just tipped over. Maybe he was looking out in the sunshine.
Hey, bro.
And he just fell over. And I remember watching when he died, because I was like, oh, yeah, the Whitest Kid. I remember that show. And I was watching some videos a couple years back when he died, because it was on YouTube. And the 4 of them were doing live streaming and, reminiscing about their time as the Whitest Kids You Know.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, after that little tribute, I moved on. And now we're back to the Whitest Kids You Know on the show on Tubi. Tubi's a great fucking streaming service that just popped out of nowhere. Like, it just has so much gems.
Well, to be fair, for it being a platform that you have to watch commercials and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
it still has more of a diverse set of shows than Netflix.
Right, like it just has so much to watch. The stuff you would not even think of watching.
I mean, but you also know that movies like Black Adam did horrible.
If they're on Tubi.
Well, they're already on Tubi.
And they don't last, then they stay there for months and months instead of the good stuff that takes for like a couple days and then leaves. Plus, I mean, the people that let their stuff get distributed on Tubi, like they're getting that money through commercial,
Yes,
reimbursements and all that, like all the money they're making.
Well, that's
from advertising.
Well, I've said it for years. I'm willing to watch a commercial if it's free. You know what I mean? Like how Hulu, they still make you watch commercials even if you're paying for the shit.
Yeah. So the first 5 episodes of The Whitest Kids You Know. So we start with episode 1, and my favorite sketch of that one was basically set in like after the Civil War, and it's Hamlet. So it's Sam. I'll give you the names of the people in the actual skit. So Sam and Timmy are on stage, and they're doing the Hamlet's play, the Shakespeare play, except there's a twist on it, and like Timmy's like, okay, Hamlet, we're gonna have to figure out how to defeat this vampire army, and Hamlet's like, of course, of course. So Timmy gets off screen and comes back like, oh, Hamlet, I got bit by a fucking vampire, I'm dying. And his I guess her name was Horatio or something. He dies, and then Hamlet's like, damn it, and he walks off and he turns his back to Timmy's dead body, and Timmy reanimates as a vampire and starts sneaking up behind him, and you hear someone off screen say like, oh shit, Hamlet, look out, oh Hamlet, there's a vampire behind you, and so Trevor, who's playing a character named John, and Darren is playing his wife. They're in the audience and they're getting upset, or John's getting upset because this guy up on the balcony's, talking through the play, and he finally said like, "Sir, could you please be quiet?" And like out of nowhere, who the fuck said that? Which one of you lame pieces of shit said that? And it goes up to a balcony and it's fucking Abraham Lincoln. Which one of you motherfuckers said that? Was it you, String Bean? It's funny because throughout the whole like argument between the two of them, at one point, he says like, John says something to him, and then Zach's like, what? Just fully dressed up as Abraham Lincoln. What? Like, hey, guess what? And John's like, what? And for whatever reason, they decide to, because Trevor Moore was 6'4" and like super lanky, like probably weighed like 105 pounds. So throughout the whole skit, it's like, you fat piece of shit, you fucking tubbalard. But he just called you fucking beach the whale. I'm like, what is it? Because it made no sense, but that's what made it funny.
Yeah.
So it keeps escalating, and eventually, like, I'm gonna do what I should have done at first. When I first, he says something I can't remember. Like, I should have done this when I at first or something. I can't like explain it properly how he said it, but he gets a hammer. He goes up there, and Abraham Lincoln seems to come to the balcony like, "What you doing, you fat piece of shit? Where you going?" So basically, he gets up to the balcony and starts fucking smashing him with this hammer, right? And Abe's like, "Stop hitting me in my butt! Don't break my butt! Don't break my butt!" And it cuts to Timmy and Sam, and he's like, "That's right. Historians were too afraid at the time to tell you how Abraham Lincoln really died. It turns out that Trevor was John Wilkes Booth." And he's like, how he really died. He got hammered in the ass so hard he died of a broken ass. So it's just the cinematography of it, because they have a point where the balcony's up on the background, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's slanted up, and you have Trevor's face in the foreground, and you just see fucking Zach going, what? Like throwing his hands out, what? In the distance. It's fucking hilarious. It's a perfect scene that I love, and I've remembered ever, like when I first saw it again, I'm like, oh yeah, my favorite scene, just the way it was laid out. And so yeah, he got hammered in the ass, like, don't break my butt, don't break my butt, he's breaking my butt. And you just see Trevor fucking racking him on the ass.
All right, if somebody really did die like that.
I mean, I imagine getting your fucking ass broken would fucking hurt.
I can think,
like your fucking tailbone just fucking shattered. It's like, well, I can't shit I gotta shit through his hose.
I mean, I guess we'd have to ask Tom Holland.
He's all right. He can take a good beating.
He got his ass broken in.
I mean, broken in, not broke in.
What's the difference with that one?
At least like, it's elastic. It pops back. And once it's broken, it's like completely irreparable. All right, so episode 2, it's the very last skit, and it's got Sam, Trevor, and Zach, and it starts with this like really heartfelt music, and it's like one of those war movies where it's like, oh, three brothers sent to war on the same platoon, right?
Yeah.
And it shows like those serious scenes. Like first it shows Sam, he's smoking a cigarette, he's got that 1,000-yard stare, like he just survived a really brutal battle. It's got Zach throwing a gun over his head and looking over the camera, right? And it's got Trevor like putting a helmet on, like all serious. And then it cuts to them moving around in formation in the woods, and they start doing that stupid brother stuff where they start hitting each other, like, stop. They start punching each other, like one hits one, right? And he's like, I gotta hit you back because we gotta be even. We have to be even. So they start beating the hell out of each other, right? It's not even. I gotta hit you back. It's not even. And eventually it escalates to Trevor grabbing Sam's grenade pin and pulling it off. And Zach's like, don't pull his grenade. And the shit just blows up and fucking like just blows up Sam's stomach. And he just lays there screaming his guts out. And they're like, be quiet. We're going to get in trouble. Be quiet. You're gonna get in trouble too. Be quiet. Like, we're gonna take your pants if you don't be quiet. So they start taking his fucking pants off. He's like, "Don't take my pants. Don't take my pants." So it stays on that scale of like absurdity, like brother, like juvenile, like, oh, his brother got hurt, so you're trying to keep him quiet.
So mom don't find out.
Right, and he's over here fucking guts spilled out. Be quiet. We're gonna spit on you. Don't spit on me. They fucking start spitting on him. It was such an absurd scene, but I loved it. Episode 3. Now, at a few times, there were these scenes that with Zach, because in the show he had a shaved head.
Mhm.
It wasn't a buzz cut, it was a buzz cut. It was because he wasn't fully shaved, but it was a buzz cut. It was like as low as he can go. And there were skits that would show up in the episodes that were him with really long hair,
Mhm.
like shaggy hair, like kind of like Shaggy,
Yeah.
like actual like Scooby Doo Shaggy hair.
Mhm.
And I'm assuming they were stuff he did on his own that they were able to put in the show once the show got picked up, because it was only him in some of these, him or
Yeah.
Trevor, and they knew each other since college, so they might have been done little skits like random stuff, and they felt like, oh, let's show these old stuff on the show that we now have. So as Zach comes out of the fucking bathroom screaming and crying and begging for help, right, and he's just pissing all over the floor, and he's like, and then it stops suddenly, his pissing, right, and he's like, fucking great, because he had been pissing nonstop for 10 minutes. So he had run outside to get some help. And the minute he goes outside, he stops pissing. And all the people in the office are watching him, right? Be fucking absurd. He's like, oh, there's the girl I like. Did you like me before this? And she's like, yeah. And like, what, would you like to go out with me now? Like, no. He's like, fuck. So just come out fucking pissing yourself. I mean, not 10 minutes of nonstop pissing would be a little terrifying.
Yeah, I don't know if you have that much water in your body.
You know, apparently he did. He had 10 minutes and 30 seconds because he came out there screaming for help. And he just stopped pissing once he got outside. But I mean, would you run outside begging for? I guess I would. I don't know.
No.
You just keep pissing till it's over.
Just accept the fate.
You just fucking pass out of dehydration. All right, so we move on to episode 4. It was the same one as it's another Zach one of him just with his shaggy hair. And it's him and Trevor. It's a really close up camera, and it's just their upper torso. They're both tall as fuck, like 6'2", and Trevor's 6'4". And you don't know that when you watch the show, but if you ever met them in person, they're fucking huge.
Yeah.
And it's just them in the fucking on a street, and it's fucking freezing because you can see their breath. And Zach's like, I tried to eat a White Castle cheeseburger through a straw yesterday just to see if I could. It's the darkest day of my life. That's all it was, and it just fucking cut away.
I mean, they are greasy burgers. Just fuck the grease.
I don't know why it was such a dark day. Because I guess his life is so dull. That was the most excitement.
Try to suck up a cheeseburger.
Trevor just looking at him with wide eyes, like, "Whoa!" He didn't say one word. I guess they do a bonus skit on that one because they were having a courtroom debate or a courtroom murder trial,
Mhm.
and Trevor's character's name was named Lawyer Steen. Like they just took lawyer and added
That's
Steen.
Steen.
Yeah.
That's a trope, yeah.
Yeah. I guess there's a bonus one on episode 4 with Zach and Darren and Trevor. Trevor's a waiter at a restaurant.
Mhm.
Zach is the boyfriend, and Darren plays a woman a lot. You're gonna find out that out real quick. He just fit, I guess he's almost like the straight man sometimes in the show. Like he must have been really good behind the scenes,
Mhm.
but on camera he was more like the regular guy. So he's the girlfriend, and Zach tells him that he just found out he has a brain tumor. So they start fucking bawling. Because he tells Darren, like, I didn't want to tell you because I was so afraid you were going to leave me. And they start fucking crying, I'll never leave you, baby. And they're just fucking crying their fucking eyes out. Like, a real, like to the point that it's absurdly comedic.
Hmm.
Like, it's not serious. Like, you get to that point where you have to make sure that it's funny. Or, like if it was too serious, like, oh, I feel terrible. But they did that absurd level of crying where you're like, wow. He's like, so when they can't even speak English anymore,
Yeah.
the waiter comes out, Trevor. He's like, "Would you like to hear today's specials?" And like, I guess, fuck it. Fucking Zach's wiping his face, and he's like, "Well, we have a delicious salmon with white wine sauce. It's very popular tonight. We have a clam chowder that cures brain tumors. We have, and then he says something else, right? And it's funny because Zach had a brain tumor. And the fucking clam chowder cures brain tumors. And says, like, wait, go back? What'd you say? It's like, oh, the salmon with the white wine sauce? No, the second one. Like, oh, clam chowder that cures brain tumors? And Zach just stand there for a second. Well, I want that one. He's going to cure my brain tumor. Does it work? Like, yes, it works sufficiently well. So it's not as funny, but it's just random. Like, so clam, like that, they solved it. Zach had the brain tumor. The clam chowder cured it. They're okay. Episode 5. Not as funny. There's one with a ghost, and Zach. Zach goes to this medium who's Darren, and he wants to find out if he's gonna get the promotion. It's not like comedic, but to me it's funny. It's fun because of the continuity. So he finds out that there's these ghosts around because he's got this special aura that ghosts love, and so he wants to. So he's all excited. Like, oh wow! Then he finds out that one of the ghosts is teabagging him the whole time. So he fucking flips the fuck out, and like he tries to use it. Like he's trying to I gotta get out of here. I gotta figure out how to deal with this bullshit. So don't you want to know if you get the promotion? I don't give a fuck about the promotion. This motherfucker's on my ball sack on my head. So he leaves, and like 2 skits later, Timmy's the whole gang's in the scene. I love when the whole group's together. The whole gang's in a boardroom. And Timmy's trying to teach him how to get their sales up, right? Like, all you gotta do is you do this, you do that, you do that, and bam, you fire your secretary, save all that money. And Timmy gets fired. So he's like, bam, just like that. And he fucking walks out the room, right? And Sam is laughing at Zach. And Zach's like, oh, you can see them, right? You have the vision? These fucking ghosts had their balls on my head for 6.5 weeks. And you find out that Sam's laughing because Zach's got a little piece of food in his teeth, not because he can see the ghost. Then he gets the promotion. It's like, oh, I love your fucking outburst. Your outside thinking. You get a promotion. He starts jacking off the ghost. Zach starts going, thank you, ghost. And the fact that they continue that, like, you didn't realize it was just a continuation until you have the vision, huh? You can see them with the balls on my head. The fact that it was continuity was funny to me. The only thing that would have been better is that they started that skit first, the one with the medium, and then the second skit at the end of the episode. Like, oh yeah, so it was like a longer callback,
right,
for the ones that were really paying attention. But it basically was the medium, another skit, and then the skit with the him getting a promotion. That's the only thing that really drew me off.
Just put you should have sandwiched the whole episode.
Yeah, like they should have bookended them. Yeah. Because that would have been like, if you're paying attention, like it's more of a treat for the Easter eggs, like aficionados like myself.
Yeah.
But other than that, I just love the continuity. And plus, I love Zach's delivery. Oh, you can see them? You have the vision, do you? Just deadpan serious.
And the other guy's probably thinking, no, I see something.
He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? So that is the first 5 episodes of season 1 of The Whitest Kids You Know. We will be moving on to The Boys season 4, episode 1, and part 2 of season 1 for The Whitest Kids You Know next week. I'll make sure to watch The Boys the morning before we record.
Are they doing it serialized?
Yeah, they do it once a week.
So they're not just dropping it all?
No. I know. At least lets me catch up to season 1 through 3, though.
Yeah.
I can watch it. I can catch up to this week, be ready for it next week.
You can go back and see what's his name. Is it what is the water guy in that?
The Deep.
Oh yeah. There are some fucked up scenes with him though.
So all his scenes seem fucked up.
She just starts shoving her hands into his gills.
I think it actually hurt him, didn't it?
Yeah. Where he's like, stop. No, I like this.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
Where he got to feel what it was
pancakes.
like.
Pancakes is my safe word. Pancakes.
Would you really use that as your safe word?
Pancakes? No.
Tostadas.
Hincha fucking ladas. My safe word is Selena Gomez. Selena Gomez. Be random as fuck.
But they might be your fans.
Huh? This is the randomest name I can think of.
What would be the
Taylor Swift?
And then it turns out she's a Swiftie.
Like, you like Taylor Swift too? No, it's my safe word. Please pull the dildo out of my asshole.
The 2 dildos.
Fucking 3 dildos. On one of those fucking things that they use at doctors where they spread butt cheeks.
The things that
So they can look down your asshole.
with the hooks. It's not like what was it? Oh fuck. I am horrible with words today.
Oh, you see him, do you? You have the sight.
I do have the
I
sight.
can love that. That delivery was beautiful. Oh, you see them, dude? He was over after 6.5 weeks. I'm trying more than 6.5 weeks. I'm trying to like exercise him and meet other meat. You know what I mean?
Dude. And he's got to deal with it.
Just fucking, but just knowing that there's balls on this fucking on his head.
What would you do?
I don't feel him. I don't care.
No, if you just knew that they were there. If you didn't feel them, but you knew.
I wouldn't give a shit. I can't do nothing about it. I can't see him either. Unless like those tingles you feel on your top of your head sometimes. Wait a minute. That was what that was? You sons of bitches.
Somebody teabagging your head.
Just it's for eternity.
That would suck so bad. It's just Ryuk up there doing that to you from Death Note. And just teabagging you endlessly.
Hey, human. You got any apples?
I got 2 of the size.
It's like,